Alright, it's your girl Yakahontas, Yakasita the Don, and I'm fucking with Refuse Media. Fix your motherfucking face.
Refuse to fuck with the media, but I had to tap in with my people, man. Refuse Media, that interview coming soon. They just lined me up for the free throw, you hear me? Yeah. Do be on the lookout. Oh.
What's up with it, everybody? For those that don't know, I'm Top Shelf T, and I'm sitting next to the very beautiful Yakahontas, Baldwin Village very own. So we're gonna go ahead and get this Refuse Media interview kicked off. We're gonna start off with the very classic. How'd you get the name Yakahontas?
I got the name Yakahontas. I was doing a song with Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and just in the middle of rapping, writing, I was like, cause my name is originally Lady Yak. Yeah. Maniac, Lady Maniac. So I was just like Lady Yak, but you could call me Yakahontas because I used to always wear the Pocahontas braid, so that's where the name came from.
So that's pretty dope, you know? 2 braids, Pocahontas, Yakahontas,
yeah.
You know, you can't run away from it. And so that's pretty interesting. You said that you work with Tretch, and that rings a bell for me. You know, that's hip hop for way, Naughty by Nature. So how'd you get into that? Like, how'd you get a chance to work with Tretch? It's legendary.
The homie G Love from Road Dogs, the double I niggas, he hooked me up with it. He was like, you want to get on a song? And I was like, shit, I'm on my way. And I went over there, I wrote my verse in the parking lot, and that was history.
Yeah, like I said, that's dope. I mean, whenever you get to work with a legend and whatnot. How long have you been doing music?
I've been rapping for 17 years, a little bit over 17 years, but around that time, yeah.
Well, 17 years, so that's dope. Your next project. So I heard you from the Real remix. That's where I got a chance to hear you from, and I like went crazy off of that. So what's your next project? When can I hear you and just really get to know who you are as an artist?
Hopefully by the end of this year, I'm gonna have it all together, but I'm working on an album. It's called Glad That I'm Here. Also, I'm working on an EP too. It's gonna be called Fix Your Face, but before the year's up, I'm for sure gonna drop it. You guys gonna be able to check me out.
Well, you definitely got us waiting for it. I'm definitely antsy. Can't wait to hear it. And I know that you recently you worked with Hot Sauce and
Infant
and whatnot. And I know you have a new single that's out.
Yeah, Ain't No Fun. It really it's Bray's song. So Bray's, he was like, oh yeah, we got this beat and I'm gonna try to kill it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So we did it within like a week, and we shot the video all within that whole little week of us writing and recording. It was kind of hectic. I was stressed. I was telling them really like, you know what, you guys can just do the song by yourself. And they like, nah, what you tripping off of? Just do the song. And I was like, all right. So I fell through and we did it. Made history.
Yeah, and definitely history. I mean, with the Really From the Village remix, let's talk about that a little bit. It was a lot of people on that song, and normally when it's a lot of people on songs, it doesn't really go, or either it's 1 or 2 people who really got off, but everybody got off.
Yeah, everybody did their thing.
What was your part in that, and like, how did that come about? How did you come to be one of the only female on that song, but you got off?
Right? So I was really just supposed to get my brother Brazy Boy on the remix or whatever, and then in the midst of all that, I was just like, fuck it, let me get on that shit. And they was like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, let me get on it. And then shit, I killed that shit. And everybody liked my verse, so yeah, so that's how it all started. Really, it was Brazy Boy, so I guess that being my brother gave me the little connections, like go ahead and slide her in.
Hold on, let me jump on this. Sounds too good. Sound like I need my sauce on it.
For real.
Alright, and so me and my husband, we do a food show. I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet. It's off of our YouTube channel, Refuse Media. It's called Hoodies. We go and we review like a bunch of different food places and whatnot. Do you have any suggestions for us on that?
Yeah, I think you guys should check out my homeboy from All Flavor No Grease on the Ocho. Shout out to Juicy.
That's funny that you said that, because we actually did that, so make sure you guys go check that out too.
Check him out, only on the Ocho.
And while we on that, let's talk about your favorite food. I mean, we like to know who you are as an artist. I mean, if we had to feed you, what would we be feeding Yakahontas?
Some soul food, definitely some yams, some fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, shit like that. Cause we don't eat fast food over here in my house, you know.
I ain't mad at you. Nah, own hands, own food, cooking.
For real.
And let's talk about, like I said, let's stay on you right quick. Growing up, I'm assuming that you grew up in Baldwin Village. What was that like growing up in Baldwin Village? I mean, if we were watching, somebody watching on YouTube that's from far like out in Australia, what would paint a picture for them?
Growing up in Baldwin Village, it's just like family oriented, you know, like I grew up there all my life. My whole family is from up over there. And it was just like growing up, it was fun. Like, you know, we had the little water buys with, we driving around with the water guns, wetting up each other, like shit, slab boxing, needing up to go to school in the mornings. Just like, it was fun up over there to keep it active, like shit. I wish it was still like that.
Yeah.
Like just with, I bet you in anybody there, like, you know, like, cause it's like different in this time.
It's totally different.
Yeah, so like back then it was the shit. It was the shit. I would give anything to go back to those days.
Well, that's what's up. And I mean, you're talking about going back in the days. I'm pretty sure you grew up as an artist, you know, from doing it for 17 years from now. I mean, is there any advice that you would give yourself? Like, even if it's not music oriented, like, what would be some advice you would give young Yakahontas?
Young Yakahontas, I would tell her to stay in school, stay focused. Since I had this one foster mom, like, she was not taking nothing less than an A.
Yeah.
Nothing less than an A. So I was always on my grades and studies, but when I got, my sister, she had got killed in 2002. She was 14 when she got killed. And that just made me be like, you know what? Anything can happen to anybody. So I was just like, fuck that. I'm gonna get into this gangbanging life and I'm gonna be out here just like straight thugging, you know? But I wish that I wouldn't have went that route and stayed on the route that I was on, cause like I said, I had 3.65 GPA and like really was into my studies and shit. So that's what I would give myself. Stay in my studies. I should have went to college and like graduated college, did like a different route. But I don't regret shit. Like, you feel me? I did what I did and I was active at it.
And I mean, it made you who you are now.
Right.
I mean, to give the advice that you're giving right now,
Right.
I mean, to your younger self, hopefully younger people seeing this can relate and honestly can just take it all in and result in not doing some of the stuff that you, like you said, you don't regret nothing, but you wish you probably would have made different moves.
Right.
You know. And what about any jobs? Have you ever had any other jobs besides rap?
I had a lot of jobs, okay? My first job, I worked at a preschool and I was helping out like the little kids. Then I went to McDonald's, I worked at the post office, the Hyatt Regency, the W Hotel. I worked for DHL, the post office. A lot of jobs. I just had a lot of jobs.
Yeah, and I mean, that just goes to show, I mean, when you really have a passion for something, you always gonna circle back and go, you know, try to do that. And with today's time, you definitely can go and, you know, do what you do. What do you love about being a rapper?
I love to hear myself back. Because I would listen to myself, only myself, like over and over and over and over. Even like when I'm on songs with people, I would just go listen to my verse. Not like saying I don't listen to theirs, because I do, but I like to hear myself back, and I like to see like people like, oh, that's you. Because like when they look at me, they just see like this a regular girl, but then when they hear me speak, it's like damn, that's you, you spit that. And then I just like, because I'll be amazed at myself though. I'll be like, damn, like I wrote that. And like I'm happy with that. Like, damn, I really put that shit together, and it's dope. Like, you feel me? So, yeah.
It's just not nothing generic. That you just happy that you really come up with some art, you know, and it's real deal.
Right.
And so, do you write like poetry? Like, what's your deal? What's your stick?
I write poetry. Should I write a story? Just everything. Yeah. Anything with writing, that's me.
So we talked about the best advice that you would give yourself if you were younger. What about the best advice that you ever had? I can't get that right. I don't like that one.
Hold on. Yeah.
My best advice.
No, you gonna ask
I'm
me?
asking again because I don't like that right again. All right. So we talked about the advice that you would give yourself if you were younger, if you was little Yakahontas. So let's talk about the best advice you were ever given.
The best advice that I was ever given was stay true to myself, never switch up. Don't try to be like somebody else, or just because they doing it this way to try to jump on that bandwagon and do it that way. And I always took that with me, like, yeah, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna switch up. If they rapping like this, I'm gonna stay rapping like this, even if it's just regular and I don't switch my style and I'm not auto-tuning or singing or like all that other stuff. Just stay true to yourself.
Yeah, and that's the realest. I mean, best thing anybody can ever tell you is to be yourself. You know, you gotta look your own self in the mirror and see that reflection. You gotta be happy with it. So, all All right. And so you said that you've been rapping for 17 years, and I know you got probably a crazy catalog from rapping that long. But what's the realest song you ever wrote? Like if
The realest song I ever wrote is called "They Don't Know," featuring Menace Burner. Shout out to Menace Burner from the Killer Team too. So y'all can check that out. It's on Spotify. It's on SoundCloud. I don't think it's on YouTube, but it is on those other two that I did mention.
so, before we get up out of here, we gotta hit you with the classic. You know, your top 5. It could be dead or alive. It could be right now. It could be in the past. A mix. Dead or alive top 5.
Okay, top 5. My number 1 would be Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Lil Kim. Shout out to Tink, cause she doing her shit out here. Jay Denton.
Yep.
And Tupac and Nas. I threw a little bit extra in there because it's like, I had to throw that up in there.
She gave us a little bit of flavor. You can't like leave out Nas.
Right, you cannot.
So, shout out to Nas. But yeah. But so there you have it. That's Yakahontas off Top Shelf T. Before we get up out of here though, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Yakahontas, YAKAHONTAS. Fix your face.
There you have it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.